This program is brought to you by Emory University.
So Sharia remains a normative ethical underpinning of social life, and it will be a source of law and policy, but only when filtered and adopted through what I used to call public reason until this weekend. We had this sort of workshop around the manuscript, and the term public reason was seen to be problematic for what it evokes in Western liberal thought. Some thought it was good, some thought it was bad, some thought it was incoherent. So I think by the end of the meeting, we resolved to call it civic or civil reason, not public reason. And by civil reason, I mean that no policy or law should be enacted or implemented by the state except when it is adopted through political constitutional institutions through a process of civil reason. By civil reason, we mean that a process of giving reasons and the process of reasoning that is equally accessible to all citizens without reference to religious belief. So you cannot say, enforce this because God said so, because that's what you think or what you believe. I may disagree with that. If you want me to do so as a matter of state policy or state law, then you have to articulate reasons that are persuasive to me as a citizen without reference to my or your religious belief. I'm sure that many of you will appreciate the overlaps with notions of public reason. To be briefly here is to say that I don't like the notion of public reason partly also because it seeks to prescribe what is persuasive. That is, it tends to, I mean, especially when political philosophers like Raoul and Habermas sort of go into these elaborations, they tend to stipulate what people will find persuasive or not, what people will find. And by definition, I think that is, in fact, a contradictory project. So I would rather leave it to people to decide what is persuasive. And it is not that it's going to be, obviously my hope is that it will be civil and not sort of religious doctrine that is invoked. But that is something that we achieve over time through a process of cultivating public discourse and securing public discourse. And for that, I very much, and I learn from American constitutionalism, and I also learn from the global tradition of human rights and citizenship. And those experiences all over the world are experiences by which we try to safeguard the space where people can debate the basis of public policy and legislation without coercion.
The preceding program is copyrighted by Emory University.